The first proper mod we're going to do with the RS6 is to take the centre resonator away and replace it with 2 straight pipes. We've had that done at Simon's Custom Exhausts, but I wanted to do a bit of a comparison of sound levels before and after, so I'm going to head out now to a nice quiet location and get some sound testing done. And then at the end of this video, I'll give you the results from after I've had the exhaust change, and you can see whether the car has gotten any louder. Right, let's get the show on the roads. That's how quickly you get to the speed limit. So, comfort mode. Here's a sound level at idle. And if I put it up to dynamic, 47, so 3 decibels more by opening the exhaust valves. And let's see what the max I get in the cabin with the doors closed in dynamic mode. $74. I'm going to put this out next to the car and we'll find out how loud it is outside. I'll stick it on the deck here. That is a metre away. 55, 56 in comfort mode. Let me turn up the volume. Put it back into dynamic mode. Get the valves open. 59 with the valves open. Completely stock exhaust, 102 decibels. Let me do one more test, which is the launch control sound level. Now, I'm not actually going to launch it because I'm not a complete lunatic. Dynamic mode, traction off, hold down the brake and lift the revs. A lot of boost. 92 from the launch control. Okay, I think we've learned a thing or two here. I do like this car a lot. I'm happy that I got it. And then before I set off, living the drift life with an RS6. It's a combination of tuning and spare tyres. That's the drift life right there. That one is spent, by the way, so that's just going to get disposed of, which is why it's in here, because it's done. I'm going to do a couple of pulls on the motorway, because you guys didn't really get to see the pulls before, and it's very impressive. But I'm also interested in what the max volume is inside the car when I give it some. Now, I'm sure this is a 90-mile-an-hour road, so let's do that. That's 100. Fuck. This car just points to the sky and goes. So that did 85. So that was absolutely the police hanging out on the corner, so I'd better behave myself. Right, let's join the motorway. If we can. In fact, there might even be time for me to launch control my way onto the motorway like a total chav. Right, you ready? That's one way to get on the motorway. Traction control back off because I'm not talented enough. Still 86 decibels is the loudest it's been in here. So 70 miles an hour is about 70 decibels, it seems. But the good news is I've shown you all the proper use for launch control. You basically use it for motorway slip roads. That's why it was invented. That and the McDonald's drive-through. But there's just no need for it for the most part. This car is too fast for British roads. Right, with those tests out of the way, we'll get the exhaust swapped over at Simon's Custom Exhausts. It is booked in there on Tuesday, so that's a couple of days from when I'm filming this, and I'll report back with the noise levels, and then I'll do a quick before and after. Right, that's it. I'm going to take this stupid camera off my head now.
4 to 6 days later.
I've just arrived at Simon's Custom Exhausts. It's pouring down with rain, so the sound's probably terrible. I'll be quick. Today we're getting the centre resonator removed and replaced with just two very simple straight pipes, and then I'll let you know what the sound difference is. But yeah, this is the weather. It's not very nice out here at all.
The next day.
Well, here we are. We're in comfort mode, idling. 43 decibels. Dynamic. Somewhere between 52 and 53, so that's definitely louder than before. Definitely louder, but 5 dB louder. Now let's go a metre away and line with the tyre. Metre on the deck. Idling at 58 in comfort now. So yeah, slightly louder, not by much. Most of the changes is in dynamic. So this is comfort. That's 99 in comfort. If this isn't louder in dynamic, I will have to eat my hat. 102 decibels to beat. Not the end of the world then. Not like chaotically louder. Let's do the launch test now. 100. Generally speaking, we are 4 to 5 decibels louder in dynamic modes and 2 or 3 louder in comfort modes. So both are louder, but the biggest differences come from dynamic. When we decat this thing, it's probably going to be really loud. I think I'll do a little bit more limiter bashing just since we're here. So now, having completed my shopping list, I'm going to put this in the cup holder here, set it to max, and I'm going to get it to measure the max volume of a pool, which, using special effects, I will now make that pool 100 miles an hour. So it's got to be said that at this point, road noise is the biggest impactor. This road's completely smooth now. It was rough before. Max at 83. I think with a bit of luck here, I'll be able to launch control onto the motorway again. Because that's a rowdy and interesting thing to do. Traction control off. We're in dynamic. Full stop, and build the revs, and deploy max chav. that's mature behaviour. It's about 71 and dynamic. It's the same, it's about 71. So clearly the road noise is the biggest factor in the volume levels when cruising. Right, well the good news is the car is hardly any different when it's in comfort mode, and dynamic increases the noise in the cabin somewhat, but most of the sound difference is behind the car, where we're 5 to 10% louder, which is what I wanted. And if I can hit the comfort button and put things back into a lower volume level, that suits me down to the ground. The next test we're going to have is how much power it makes. So we'll take it back to the dyno and we'll report back what the power gain is, if any, from having that exhaust center resonator removed. If you have any questions, comments, likes, subscribes, put them in the boxes down below. Thank you very much for watching. We will see you in the next video.